What is up, y'all? It is your girl Alex coming in with some. I don't even have words, y'all. Like the times we are in. If you've been watching my content, you know we've been talking about this. It's just magical, man. It's just like, it is so beautiful. It is so intense. It is so just like, ah. I'm even more excited because the downloads I've gotten around this whole event is pretty awesome. So, with that being said, if y'all are watching live, say what's up in the chat. I'm super excited to connect with y'all. I do have a couple of quick announcements. If you guys head over into wherever you're watching from, in the description, there will be a link tree in our bio. We have a link tree. And going to that link tree, you guys will be able to click on and get our founder prize for our Soul and Wealth Consciousness membership. Is a monthly membership that we're going to be going in deep every month with live coaching calls, and really have a deep community. I'm so excited. And the best part is you are locking in this super low, crazy low price immediately after we launched it officially and we started officially. It will be going up a little bit. So lock in this price. It will be locked in for good. Because I'm super excited. And right now in there, we have some this beautiful abundance and wealth prosperity meditation where we go like deep into consciousness. It's only for my paid members. And I have a workbook in there to help you with your money situation, calling it abundance, because March is all about money and just getting into that energy and that wealth consciousness aspect, especially with everything kind of going on right now. I'm pretty sure everyone could appreciate a little extra abundance in their lives right now. And so that's all this focus is. And I'm super excited to share with y'all. So that's our first announcement. And the next one is our podcast is officially launching on April 15th. I'm so excited. We're going to be launching for 9 straight days, and then we're going to be repeating every Sunday. It's going to be another little touch point of teaching every week. It's going to be quick lessons. I want to try to keep everything under 20 minutes. And so I'm really excited because we've been building. And so just a lot of really amazing things happening. Again, you will find all the links to everything I just talked about in the link tree. And of course, we do still have some Pomsky puppies available. So, of course, if you know about us, we do have that other side of us. We are a Pomsky breeder in the state of Texas. And if y'all do want to go check out who we have available right now, we've got some babies that are still available. So, they just like melt my heart. I love making the content. I'm always just like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, if I could, I'd just keep them all, but I can't. That is where you come in, my beautiful families. And of course, we have a free application if you want to get the process started with more information. With that being said, y'all, let's dig in. Okay, so if you're watching this live or like right after this airs, today is the 20th of March, 2023, and it is officially the spring equinox. We are deep in these energies. We are just like all of the beautiful creations that are happening right now. And this really, because we have that really quick down and dirty. We have that. Then we have the new moon tomorrow. It's like, it's less than 24 hours from now. It's like 11:34 Central Standard Time, or Central Daylight Standard Time now, because we've had daylight savings. That's a whole thing. And so here in the US, we've had daylight savings. In other places of the world, they have not had it, but they will soon. So it's a whole thing right now with time and shifting, though. Like that's what I see. I just see everything just being like erupted and being moving. And then, of course, we have Pluto going into going into Aquarius and stepping into it's been doing this like little dance, and there's all this death and rebirth. We've been talking about it because it's been impacting us for a while. That part isn't new, but it's like fully happening, and like we're having a lot of momentum. And hopefully, let me know in the chat. Thank you. I love it. Let me know in the chat if you guys are feeling it, how you guys are weathering the storm right now, energetically speaking, because I'd love to hear. We do have some red zones. I do want to kind of go over. There's like 2 energetic touch points that are going to be coming up. That we are, if you are watching this, because it's the 20th now, from today on through May 30th, and then again in July. So we're going to be getting into all that. We're going to be getting into meditation, doing some breath work, getting really grounded, doing some journal prompts, and getting you situated during this time. So going back to the spring equinox, what does this mean? It means that we are getting into this birth, right? We are in the new birthing cycle if you are in the northern hemisphere. This is where, flowers are usually blooming. We typically have no more frosts in most of the country. Obviously, some areas do stay colder, so that doesn't apply. But for generally most of people things are really starting to plant, right, and sprout and whatnot, right? And so, of course, that is the general theme around this energy. It's a time that the veil is also incredibly thin. And so this is why one of the reasons that it's like the energies are so amplified right now, where they are just really stepping into this time that makes it easier for us to work with them. Everything is energy, everything's vibrating at a very particular energy. Obviously, some are more dense than others. And it's just about finding the right resonance to work with what it is you're wanting to work with. And so that is where, it can be for the good and the bad. That's where I'm seeing a lot of extremes happening right now, energetically speaking, in this time, because while there's the ability to have an abundance of new and birthing things, whether that be actual animals or beings into existence, or it's a career, or like a podcast, right? I've been working on this for a long time. This has been since last fall. So this has been like an 8-month project that I've been like deep in work on and doing all kinds of stuff for, and getting very specific. And then it was like, boom, okay, it's go time. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Okay. Makes sense. But, things like that can be happening, where it's like all of these things that you've been preparing for, you've been creating, you might've been working on just like me, and what's happening. Like, you have the vision, but you've been steadfast in your working. Well, now's the time your jump off, or what. And even if that isn't you, even if you're like, well, I want to create X, Y, and Z, right? Love to all, harm to none. Being able to create what it is you want. Like, this is the cool part about right now, is that energies are so amplified that it makes it really easy to do just that, regardless of what stage of preparation you're actually finding yourself in, which gets me excited, because I'm like, it reaches more people, which brings, a greater impact. And of course, that means, like, y'all, we can literally consciously create humanity having control of everything we like, back to the people, right? And of course, this is where it gets even cooler. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. So Pluto, right, like I said, that shifts go into the 23rd, which from now is in 3 days, on Wednesday. The energies right now, y'all, is very much reminiscent, and it's the same, like, the astrologically speaking, the last time this same lineup was in place was during 1778 to 1798. Do y'all know what was happening during 1778 to 1798? That was the American and French revolutions when they took place. That was literally these mass movements of people. Like, it's like, we the people. Like, it's gonna make me cry, because if you know my story, like, I'm involved in stuff. There's a lot of lawsuits that are still happening. Is very much still in litigation from the 2020 cycle in the fall. I know I'm on ScrewTube and some other places, that fake book for sure. I know I'm on there too. So they still censor and they still say it's a conspiracy, but y'all, it's literally not. There's like a ridiculous amount of evidence everywhere. There's still litigation going on. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things happening and people are waking up, and it's kind of beautiful, because it's like, oh man, people are actually understanding the deep corruption that is what we see. Like, I don't know how else to explain it in a censored ScrewTube in place way. But my point is, with that being said, go over to my Rumble channel, like and subscribe, because I am streaming there too. I stream in both places, but take your business over to Rumble. Take your place over businesses that do not censor, please and thank you. All right, let's get back to the programming. And so with that being said, so like, we have the new moon, or excuse me, of the Aquarius shifting, right? Pluto shifting into Aquarius. Well, it's going to be kind of going back and forth between Capricorn, but we're going to have this big step right now. And that's where my first red zone actually comes, is during the vast majority of this time where we are actually fully in Aquarius with Pluto. And that comes between now and May 30th. And that's because I see extremes, right? We can, in fact, have an abundance of things, right? Positive shifting way, my whole thing has been, humanity wakes up to the divine knowledge and the divine knowing of what is actually true. Like, that's just been mine. And I'm like, and I just leave it at that. And that's kind of my personal one for the collective. I would encourage you to find one that really resonates. That's just pure love and harmony to like help the collective rise. Because like, when you really step back and actually like assess the situation, it doesn't fucking matter whose side or what side you're on, because all the sides have mass amounts of psychological operations meant to divide and conquer us. Because when we stay divided and conflicting in those low states of energy, we do not rise, we do not awaken, we do not ascend, we do not gain higher knowledge. But when we can step into those frequencies, that comes from a place of love and harmony. I don't care what side you're on, whatever you've done or not done, right? When we see that ability to come together as oneness and love and that centeredness, like, y'all, we can move mountains. Like, we are truly powerful. And that's why I'm excited because I'm like, we are getting into the energy and it's so exciting because I'm just like, I know why am I still incarnated right now? I don't know about y'all, but I'm just like, yes, this is exciting because it's just like we are literally coming into this time where we are taking back our power and our energy. And it's super cool just like being a mom and stuff too, especially and like raising my kids through this and like being very open, especially with my older two, and just having very deep philosophical like discussions with my 11 and 12-year-old. And it's really cool, man. Just like you look at everything happening and it's like, I'm excited. Like, I am so freaking excited. I'm like, there's so many times I don't even know how things are going to work out. And I'm like, but I don't need to know. Like, that's the best part. We can be fully surrendered, knowing God flows in and through us in every aspect of our being and our creation, that we are fully able to use the full expressions of God in this 3D existence, should we choose to, and by step into that frequency. Like, we are fully able to be these manifesting creations. Like, that's how God intended us to be. Like, it is so cool having this divine connection and having that ability to tap in and tune in. And that's how we get turned on, right? And that's how we are able to create, with God, as God, like through and with, right? And it's when we wake up to that power and that energy, when we wake up to that magnitude, that we are so powerful, all of us. That was part of the design. That is part of our design. Like, we are meant to be, but it's supposed to be met with love and care and harmony, right? Like, essentially, like, what was it? Those bracelets were real popular when I was a kid. It was like WWJD, like, what would Jesus do? And it really is. It's like, what would Jesus do? How would Jesus handle this situation? Right? And it doesn't make anybody right, wrong, or whatever, but it does hold a very interesting perspective if you don't think about it like that, or don't try to think about it like that. And I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but I'm just saying, coming from a different perspective, where it's like, we don't have to be divisive. We don't have to be combative, right? We can realize there's some core principles on things in which we can all generally agree on, right? And people are starting to wake up, especially with this trans stuff, man. I'm telling y'all, man, people get pissed off at me. I'm like, literally, y'all parents are the people we were taught to be clinically suspicious of when you would present a child as trans. Like, when a child was to present as trans in a clinical setting, we were expected, in due diligence, respect, and care for the entire family unit, especially the patient, is being able to step back and assess the whole unit. What is happening in this unit? Is there anything going on with the parents, psychologically speaking? Are they struggling with mental health in any way, shape, or form? Like, how are they presenting? How are they interacting? What is the speech like, right? What is the interactions like? You were taught to step back and assess the situation, because you needed to take everything in, because that's a very serious thing when a child would present like that. It's not something you would ever take lightly. And y'all, it's just another psychological operation. It's literally, that's part of what the C was bringing these things in, because y'all, there's so much evidence out there that has proven, and the government has done so many studies. And they publish it. It's all public. It's all public knowledge if you know where to look. They publish knowing full well that when you wait, anyone being, doesn't have, it could be an animal, it could be human, it could be whatever, right? When there is a frequency of fear, or a feeling of fear, a thought, with dread, like, but it's especially during the C, when it launched and all people walking down and whatnot. And they had programming. They had all these televisions programming with certain frequencies that are emitted that impact the body between the words, and you were glued. Everybody was glued in the state of fear. And they were pushing all of these things that were not true, actually, as part of the whole thing. Is like, there's so many of like the mainstream everythings that have been doing, and censoring. I mean, now we're seeing with Twitter files, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, we've been talking about this for years, but nobody, you're a conspiracy. No, we're not. This is literally happening. And I have the evidence to prove it, even with all the science and the research and stuff. And, it's unfortunate, but people are waking up. And I say all of this to say this, is if there's someone you have been in a disagreement with, if there's someone you have had issues with because they differed in opinion about any of this that has gone on in the last 4 years, I would say, at least, there's a lot more to it. We can go, that's a whole thing. We're not going to go deep dive into it. There's just not enough time. But I'd say at least last 4 years, that you reevaluate if you'd like to make amends with these people, that person, that group of people, whatever it might look like for you. Because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. A lot for humanity. And that's what I see right now because Pluto doesn't actually step fully into Aquarius fully, like permanently for another 2 years, 2024, right? No, five. I don't know. It's not now. It's in a couple of years. It's coming up, yeah. Until 2024, yeah. So in this time that we're going to be still dancing back and forth, what I personally have seen is it's like humanity's doing this dance where it's like people are waking up in stages and they're starting to understand that so much of our unless you have been raised in an awakened family's home, which not everybody has, and I don't mean woke, I mean awake, your whole reality is going to be shattered. And people are waking up to that. People are realizing that their realities are being shattered right now. And they have no idea what's what because they're starting to realize everything that they thought was true is a lie. And, it's scary sometimes. And people are like, what is happening? um, and it's okay. You're just awakening, and you're awakening. You're awakening to the divine truth. You're awakening to what's really been going on, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when we start to realize, like, holy shit, our whole lives have been a lie. Oh, I get it now. Yep, I get it now. Kind of a thing where you're. I mean, seriously, like that was me. And it's like, wow, everything makes so much sense now. And so that might be you. And, to really come back to that place of love right now, this peace, this love, this harmony, where it's like, rather than focusing on a little bit of like what makes you different and combative, focus on the things that make you alike. Because more often than not, we have things that we're really alike in. And I'm not talking about people like be friends with like the extremists. Yes, please have boundaries. Please don't give up your boundaries or anything like that, or, however that might look for you. But do revisit, let's say it like that. I suggest to revisit whether or not you want to have these people in your life or not. And so, with that being said, we have the Aries new moon tomorrow. And so, this is, of course, whatever it is that we want to call in for. This is like the official gateway, right? This is where we are coming in with this deep intuition and everything that we are wanting to create, and everything that we are wanting to um, really call in, because it's really, y'all, this is the astrological new year, right? Aries is the first month. Aries is the kickstart of everything, right? This is the first fresh energy of 2023 in the sign of Aries. And it's going to be beautiful. It's basically whatever it is you want to create, whatever it is you're wanting to launch, whatever it is you're wanting to kickstart. Now is the time. That's why when everything started dropping in about the podcast, I was like, oh, and I started kind of looking at all of it and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I really didn't think about it, but that makes sense now that I'm looking at it. Okay. And that's really like now. If there's anything that you've been, cultivating, you've been creating, whatever that might look like, now's the time, y'all. Like now's the time to jump off. And I'm excited for you because it's going to be amazing. And so one of the big things, though, is that we have 6 planets during the new moon in the sign of Aries. So Aries, again, it's that fast moving, it's that forward moving energy, but it's also this warrior energy. And this warrior has like the dark and the light side. I have an Aries sun, and I totally resonate with all of this, both the light and the dark. And I was like, oh yeah, my son meets all of these to a T. Yeah, he's an Aries, all right. Like, oh man, now it makes sense. But so because with this warrior light on the light side, we is like, that's again the go-getter, the initiator kind of energy. This is the new pursuing, like you pioneer this new pursuit really easily at this time. You might even be more willing to take risks, being more aware of your spiritual values as well that you want to move forward with, not just your morals too, like your overall morals, physical, spiritual, whatever morals you want to call it. Where do you want to move forward with them? Like how do you want to move forward with them, right? On the dark side of this, y'all, this can be someone who is like a very like combative. They're very hot-headed. They're very sharp. They're very just like kind of like an energy, right? And one of the biggest things is to help do like grounding exercises. You can do, honestly, I always highly suggest doing some sort of like gratitude practice in the morning, something that you can just really sit into and be, just being grateful, right? Just being grateful that you woke up, right? Yeah, I've got another day to move forward, however that might look, right? I've got this next phase that I'm able to step into at this time. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And y'all, that level of gratitude, just stepping into that frequency and being open. You can say you're like, if you do prayers or at this time, if you study or anything like that, that's a great time to do it. Being able to combine all of that beautiful energy all in together as one. Um, the other thing about this is that Aries rules the first house. Go figure, the first sign of the astrology. It's the first house. So in this house, it's all about us. It's all about what helps us. What do we need to embody to move forward, right? And that's where that warrior comes in, right? How do we need to embody this warrior spirit to step into whatever it is that we're trying to pursue, right? And so when we are able to fully embody that, we are able to step into with this beautiful, powerful energy. And we might have to have some conflict, but we're more willing to be like assertive and powerful and move through things pretty easily at this time because of all this forward moving energy, right? So, with that being said, Mercury is kind of like the esoteric ruler of Aries, and it's being highly illuminated during this entire week that we're experiencing. If you're watching this like live or shortly after, during this entire week of the 20th to the 27th, it's being illuminated by Mercury. And so, like, this is really like essentially where we're moving forward with intelligent action that you can achieve total freedom, independence, and self-realization. So I'm just saying that was kind of like the download that was coming in around this whole thing, this energy, this whole oneness, right? And I'm just like, that's really powerful. Okay, yeah, that makes really like a lot of sense, y'all. Because really is we are being guided, right? We're being guided from the place of like lack and scarcity and fear and stepping out of that consciousness into this new, that wealth consciousness, awareness, parenting, all of this in a different way. Like we're pursuing life in a very different way. And it's all with this conscious, forward moving, positive thinking mind. And that's where it's like we, the people thinking, comes into play with this. And then, of course, again, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius on the 23rd, and how that energy is really just all about that. Like we, the people thinking and really moving together as like a unit, like a community, right? We're not all these individualistic kind of thing. Like we are growing as communities and really coming together. And, what that would be like, yeah, y'all, I am like, I'm so excited. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening. So, with that being said, I was just looking at my notes. So, with Pluto coming into Aquarius on the 23rd, when it retrogrades back to Capricorn, there you might see this type of hesitation. You might see this time of where it feels like things are like stagnant or like standing still or like might feel weird. So if you're having if you start to notice these areas in which in your personal life you see this ebb and flow, if you look in some of these placements where you might have look in your chart where you might have some of these placements, that'll give you a good idea of where to kind of pay attention, where there might be things shifting, because then we can start to prepare. Right. And so again, plugging in that monthly membership, seriously, the Soul and Wealth Consciousness monthly membership, that it is live coaching calls. It is a meditation only for my members and my paid subscribers monthly, that it's just for these people. And then, of course, being first dibs on everything, having access to what topics you want to cover for your coaching calls and things like that, and Q&As and all this good stuff. So, and that's happening on a monthly basis, y'all. Like, this is that time. If that's you, I want to invite you. The founder's price is like crazy. It's like $9.99. You can lock that in, and then as soon as it's going to jump up to $3.33. And so that's going to be monthly. And then as I continue to build the content, it's going to increase because I plan to do more and more with tiers and stuff too. So we've got a bunch of stuff coming, and I'm really excited because it's amazing. Like, truly, this being in this consciousness and being in these communities is so important right now. And so building them, whether it's with me or with someone else, it doesn't matter. Building it is what's important. And again, all the links are in the description wherever you're watching this at. Because it's super important. It's super important we really tap in, because we are about to get a taste right now of what it's going to be like for the next 20 years. And I'm super excited because it's just like there's so much prosperity coming. There's so much beauty coming, Um, it's amazing. It's truly truly amazing. So go ahead if you haven't already, grab your notebook really quick. We're gonna do a quick journal prompts. Let you start getting into your own consciousness about what it is that you're wanting to create. Then we are going to get into our meditation, or excuse me, our breath work and then meditation. I'm going to grab some water. If you haven't hydrated today, please make sure you do so because it is always important when you're working with energy to stay hydrated. You can otherwise feel sick to your tummy. You can have headaches. You can feel just like, ugh, kind of, lethargic. Especially when we do like the types of meditations that we do, being able to really step into the knowing where you are needing to make sure you are taking care of your body is going to be super essential to traverse this. I mean, well, anytime truly, but especially right now with all the energies. Okay. So hopefully you have your journal or something even to write with, ideally pen and paper, because there really is a significant connection with when pen meets the paper. But if nothing else, what I want you to do is just really quickly close your eyes and just think about if you had like $100 million free and clear, no taxes, no nothing, free and clear. What would you do with that money? Like, what would you do first? Like, what would your lifestyle look like if you didn't have to work again? Being able to live exactly however you want for however long you want because you have this money. What would that look like? And just write it down. Just have fun with it, enjoy it. What would that look like if you didn't have anything to worry about? Hopefully you've had a chance to start writing this down. Or if nothing else, at least start thinking about it, right? Just have some fun and start thinking about like, what would it look like? And I want you to think about what's the first inspired step you could take to complete that action? What would that look like? Why is this not surprising? I was asking, what does the collective need to know right now? Harness your mystical powers. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, you're not alone. No, you are not calling on angels every day to guide you and protect you. I would highly encourage that or some other deity, like whatever god or deity, whatever it is you work with. Of course, love to all, harm to none. Call on them every day. Ask for their guidance. Ask for their help, or even yourself. Like if it's you, if it's your higher self, like hey, bring the information in, like whatever that might look like. Someone needs to hear this. I'm not sure who. If this resonates, take it. If not, traveler. So moving into something new, moving into a new direction, moving into something where um, you're able to see easier. So if that resonates, claim it. If not, those two specifically were meant for someone specific. Yeah. And the last one was this. Why am I not surprised? And of course, like all the symbology too. Look, the eagles. So that's exact. I mean, that makes complete sense. Gating from that higher perspective, right? That, should we ask for the protection, should we ask for the divine guidance, it'll be ours. But remember, the universal laws is that we have to actually ask. We have to actually be the ones that initiates. We have to be the ones, and that's where, like in the Christian faith, where it's like you have to, tell God that I receive you, and it's like, well, yeah, that makes sense that that would be a belief because you really do. Um, you have to ask for it. That's like God's not going to come into your life and force himself upon you. Like no divine being should. Like that's against the universal laws. And of course, there are beings that do that and they do break the universal laws, but that doesn't mean that it's okay. And so, with that being said, ask for the guidance, ask for I just saw that these three actually popped out too. So this one is about basking in the joy. I was just looking at them like, what happened with this? I didn't even see three come out because it's the summer and then the water guardian. So coming into this joy, right? Coming into this um, time where you're able to of the harvest, connecting with your emotions. And, a lot of the work we actually, July, but our next session of our 5-month intensive does exactly that. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Because it says summer and that's in July. I didn't even think about that. And then connecting with your emotions and tracking down and facing your fears. Yeah. Connecting with your emotions is going to be one of the deepest and best things that I've ever done for myself to be able to process everything that came up for me. And that's what I help people do now. And because we do have to face our fears in a beautiful, divine, safe place. I love it. Okay. Amazing. That was super synchronistic. I love it. Thank you. Oh man. Okay. If you are watching live and you have any prayer requests, please drop them in the live chat. I will have them in. But if not, even if you're watching this replay, drop in the replay. I'd love to hear it because we will get the notifications if you comment during the replays to come back and pray over all of y'all. So with that being said, I'd love for you just to close your eyes and rubbing your hands together. I'm just coming into this beautiful one place right here and right now. And just thanking yourself for being here for you, showing up for you, stepping into this place where you're willing to invest in yourself, be with yourself, tune into yourself, and just really love on your spirit and your physical body and just being here. And I just say thank you. Thank you to you for showing up for yourself, for your family, for the collective, for putting in this time and this energy and for sharing this energy with me. And I say thank you. And just knowing the beautiful healing and the forward movement and all the beautiful things that are coming out of all of the synchronicities and just, oh man, all this creative magic that's happening right now that we are fully embodied and able to step into and be one with. And just being in this beautiful time with one another and this beautiful energy shared, created by all of us right here and right now. And just this love and this harmony and this healing. And I just pray over every single person as I lift them up during their awakening process and being in this one space, the divine mind, the one mind, the singular time with every single person here where we are able to come into this one space in love with love each other and coming in this place where we're able to heal and uplift. And with that, I say thank you, thank you, thank you for this beautiful blessing, this time lift all hearts, and we'll be actively cultivating everything that our hearts desire and stepping into this one beautiful place together. And with that, I say amen. Oh, and so does. All right, y'all. The breath work I want to go over and help ground us a little bit more before we go into our meditation. It's where we are actually going to breathe in for 4 seconds. We're going to hold for 8. And then we're going to exhale for 8. And so do bear in mind your body might feel a little bit stressed out. And so if that is too much, do like a 4, 4, 4. So instead of holding for 8, hold for 4, exhale for 4, okay? That's going to be a lot easier if this does stress your body out. But one of the things that I was told was to do this breath work because there's going to be things that people are going to be coming forward where their bodies are going to hit this wall, they're going to hit a stress point, and they're going to need to learn how to work through it and breathe through it. And so this was something that I was guided to deliver essentially as like a technique that you are going to very likely use in the near future for the vast majority of people who are watching and listening to this message, because the time is now, y'all. Like, seriously, the time is now. If I haven't said it enough, the time is now. Create whatever it is you want to create. Create everything that you want to cultivate, because the time is now. The time is literally right now. And it's a beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. um, but with that being said, go ahead. You can. I'm going to hold my hand up and count if you want to watch my hand the entire time. Actually, for IG, this one sits a little bit off. But what do you call it? Yeah. I'll inhale for 4, hold for 8, out for 8 for just a few rounds, and just enough to get people's bodies to start stressing so you can start to work through it. Because y'all about to be making some breakthroughs, should you want it, right? You can't deny, you can say no thank you. I'm just saying, you have free will. Everybody does. You don't have to take this, but should you choose, let's go ahead and just close our eyes right now and just rubbing our hands together and just get comfortable sitting down. Of course, if it's safe to do so, closing your eyes. Just get comfortable. You can rub your feet or rub your legs or rub your hands and just feeling into just your presentness. I'm about to begin our breath work. So inhale for 4, hold for 8, out for 8. Ready? Begin. In, hold, out, in, hold, out, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out, in, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out. Take a deep breath in and out. And with your eyes still closed, getting super present around everywhere, just your body. You can place your hand over your tummy if that feels good. And just getting super present. I want you to imagine in your pelvic bowl that there's this beautiful red ball. This is red energy. Your root chakra starting to light up and vibrate as the energy starts to activate in it. Taking a deep breath in, slowly letting it out. And as this energy moves up your energy channels, I want you to imagine there's like a little fish hook on the back of your pants where it pulls your hips forward. I want you to bring your belly back towards your spine. Just allow your chest to open up and pull up this energy from your root up through your sacral, allowing this beautiful warm orange light just lighting up your body. Allowing the energy to flow up through your solar plexus and allowing this beautiful energy to start activating and warming up the cells. Moving up through your heart as you just roll your shoulders back. Oh, yes. And just allow your gaze to go back. Just allow your energy centers to finish opening up. As you allow this energy to move through your heart, just allowing it to open up. Moving through your throat and allowing it to open up. Moving it through your third eye and allowing it to open up. Moving through your crown and allowing yourself to just connect. Connect with God, connect with your angels, Connect with your higher self. Connect with any other positive, loving deity, loved all around, where you connect with them on a loving, divine way. And allow yourself to just be in this one space. And allow your energy to loop back around, coming back up through Mother Gaia, through your root. And allow this infinite loop of energy to start to activate around your physical body. Feeling your cells starting to activate, and they might start to tingle. And feeling this beautiful tingle up your toes, going up your feet, just feeling your cells just activate up your knees, through your legs, through your hips, through your belly and your chest. Just allowing it to go down your arms. And just feeling your cells activating in every way up through your neck and your head and your face, and just feeling your body start to light up and just being in this space. And taking a deep breath in. Slowly letting it out. Going back to that question. What would you do if you had $100 million? What would life look like? Who would you be spending your time with? What would you be spending your time doing? You can place your hands over your heart if that feels good, or any other mudra or placement that feels good or aligned to you right now. As you fully embody and envision what this looks like. What does it look like to live in that day in your life with $100 million? It's yours, tax-free, everything. Free and clear, legally. It's all yours. What does that look like? Who are you spending your time with? What are you spending your time doing? How does that look? How does that feel? To be in the space where you are fully embodied in what it is that you could do. Anything you want to do. There's no limit. Do you have a beach house in Italy? And another one in Australia? What about Hawaii? Yeah, baby. What does life look like for you? Do you go around and help people around the world? What's your mission? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Just allowing yourself to fully be in this space right here and right now. I want to ask you one simple question. What is your next inspired action? What are you prepared to do to take the next inspired step to make your dreams a reality? What do you need to do? Where do you need to start? What do you need to do right here and right now? And just allow whatever it is that wants to come forward, whatever it is that wants to come in. There's no good or bad. There's no right or wrong. There's no judgment. Just allow it to come through, whatever it might be. Because this is the answer you're seeking. Sometimes it's not what we want to hear or see. And that's okay. Allow it to come in anyway. Ask it what it wants. What are you trying to show me? What do you want to tell me? Taking a deep breath in. Slowly letting it out. If you have a journal and you'd like to write this down, do so now. And if not, you can just simply hold space. Simply hold space for this beautiful creation, beautiful vision, beautiful downloads, beautiful information received. And if you didn't receive an answer, that's okay. Put the intention out there that you are here to receive. You are here to embody. You are here to witness whatever resonates for you. Put it out there, what it is you want. Because it is when we are in full submission and we forget about honesty, usually. We genuinely forget about it. That's when we receive it. So put it out there that you are willing, open, and ready to fully receive the abundance, the love, the divinity, the joy, the happiness, whatever it might be. Whatever resonates. Whatever feels good in your soul. I am there and I am ready. Taking a deep breath in. Slowly letting it out. Just allowing your body to simply hold space in the quiet. For the beautiful energy that you've created, the beautiful creations. Knowing you are so worthy, that you are so powerful, you are so deserving to go forward in your divine creation and to live in your divine authenticity, to be in this beautiful creation. Being in this beautiful space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am open to receive. Repeat after me. I am open to receive. I fully receive the abundance that is coming my way. I am so worthy of this praise. I am so deserving for this award. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this blessing. Taking a deep breath in, slowly letting it out. Whenever you're ready, you can start to come back. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your feet, your fingers. Thank you, y'all, for sharing this time. Please remember these are pay what you can workshops, so donations graciously accepted. The links for everything that we've talked about today is in the descriptions wherever you're watching. So I pray that y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care, y'all.